You wake up, not to an alarm clock chiming gently, not to birdsong, but to that heavy, sinking feeling in your chest that tells you nothing has changed. This is the story of a morning, not a special morning, just a Tuesday. Ramesh, a 42-year-old accounts manager in Pune, opens his eyes at 6:15 a.m. after 4 hours of restless sleep. His EMI is overdue, his boss sent a passive-aggressive email at midnight, and his back aches from sitting in traffic the day before. The first thought that crosses his mind is bitter and sharp. Nothing has changed. He shuffles to the bathroom, and there it is, the toothpaste cap left off again. He feels a hot spike of rage in his chest, irrational and overwhelming. He walks to the kitchen where his wife, Neha, is packing lunch for their daughter, and instead of saying good morning, he hears himself snarl, "Can you for once close the cap?" His voice is razor-edged. His daughter flinches. Neha says nothing. She has learned that silence is safer than arguing with this version of him. By 7 o'clock, he is on the road, and the Mumbai-Bangalore highway has become a parking lot. He is stuck behind a slow truck, and when a biker cuts him off, Ramesh rolls down his window and yells, "Are you blind?" He shows a finger. The biker shouts back. Everyone is stuck. Everyone is delayed. Everyone is breathing the same exhaust fumes, but in Ramesh's mind, he is the only victim. And this is not a one-time thing. This is a pattern repeated across millions of lives, including perhaps your own. When things go bad, you get shocked. You want things to get better immediately. But even if things improve today, what guarantee do you have that they won't turn against you tomorrow? The truth that no one tells you is this: things are not going against you. They are going according to natural law. Take Sunita, a 35-year-old architect in Bangalore. She was terminated from her job last month, not because she was incompetent, but because her company lost 3 major clients. She spent weeks shouting at her husband, crying to her mother, blaming the HR manager, asking the ceiling, "Why is this happening to me?" Her colleague, Arjun, was terminated on the exact same day. Same meeting, same severance package, same bad news. Arjun went home, sat on his balcony for an hour in silence, and then told his wife, "I don't know what comes next, but I am not going to make you my punching bag." Same event, 2 different worlds. Why? Because Sunita believed the universe owed her a smooth, predictable life. Arjun understood a harder truth. His personal wishes were not being fulfilled, but that was not a tragedy. It was simply Tuesday. Your job issues, your aging body, your strained relationship, your empty bank account, these are personal problems, but they are not cosmic punishments. A deer is killed so that a lion can feed its family. That is not cruelty, that is the macrocosm. The cycles seem brutal, but this is what it is. The real question is not, why is this happening? The real question is, now that it is happening, who will I become? You might think no one is watching when you lose your temper, when you honk for no reason in gridlocked traffic, when you glance too long at someone who is not your partner, when you silently curse your neighbor for parking badly. But there is someone watching, and this is not philosophy. This is simple, unblinking awareness. Your own eyes witness every single thing you do. Your own mind records every ugly thought, every petty curse, every moment of lust or envy. I remember a story from a cab driver in Delhi named Mr. Sharma. He told me once, "Sir, I used to get angry at passengers who haggle over 20 rupees. One day, I looked in the rear-view mirror after shouting at a woman, and I saw my own face, red, contorted, ugly, and I thought, who is this person? This is not me." He stopped that day, not because a policeman fined him, not because a passenger complained, but because he could no longer stand the witness inside his own eyes. So when you yell at your children for spilling milk, your own eyes see it. When you lie to your spouse about where you were, your own ears hear the lie. When you think negative thoughts about a colleague who got promoted instead of you, your own mind records the bitterness. You cannot escape yourself. That is the hardest prison and the greatest freedom, because if you are always watching, you also always have the power to choose differently in the very next second. Consider a real example of choice. A woman named Fatima in Hyderabad lost her son in a bus crash in 2019. Her neighbor, Vikram, lost her daughter in the exact same accident. Two parents, same tragedy, same burning grief. Vikram became bitter beyond recognition. He blamed the driver, the government, God, his wife, his younger son. He stopped speaking at dinner. He shouted at his surviving child. He said, "Nothing will ever be good again." And he lived that sentence every single day. Fatima also cried. For 6 months, she wept until she had no tears left. But then she opened a small free tuition center in her son's name, teaching underprivileged children near the bus stop where the accident happened. She told me once, "The accident happened. I did not choose that, but I choose every morning whether to let bitterness be my son's legacy." The event was identical. The response was a choice. You can cry foul, you can blame your wife, your boss, the traffic, the politicians, your parents, your horoscope, or you can accept without raising your voice. Acceptance is not giving up. Acceptance is saying, "This is happening, and now let me see what I can do without losing my humanity." We label things as bad because they hurt our desires, but what if the worst moment of your life was actually a hidden doorway? I knew a businessman in Surrey who ran a textile export factory. In 2008, his factory burned down in the middle of the night. Everything, every machine, every bolt of cloth, every invoice. He stood outside at 3 a.m. watching the flames and later said, "I thought my life was finished. I thought God was my personal enemy." That was the bad event. But because the factory was gone, he couldn't fulfill a large international order. He got sued, he lost his house, he moved to a smaller city with his tail between his legs. And there, in that smaller city, he met a retired engineer who taught him a new sustainable weaving method that used no toxic dyes and half the water. By 2015, his new business was 3 times larger than the old one, and he was not polluting the river anymore. He told me, "If that fire had not happened, I would still be destroying the earth and calling it profit. The fire saved me. But at 3 a.m. that night, I was cursing God with every name I knew." You don't know in the long run which event is poison and which is medicine. Even death itself. If there were no death, how could new life arrive? The earth has limited resources. Birth and death are the same mystery. No fixed date, sudden arrival, sudden departure. No control over religion or creed or gender or how you will look. You had zero control over any of that when you took your first breath. And yet now you want to control everything. The outcome of every interview, the feelings of every person you meet, the traffic, the weather, the stock market. But can you really control whether you get the job? Can you force someone to like you? Can you make others feel happy while you yourself carry a long, bitter face? You cannot. The only honest path is to detach yourself from outcomes while still giving your absolute best. Work hard, prepare thoroughly, show up with integrity, and then wait. The result can go anywhere, in your favor or against you. And that doesn't mean there's a personal enmity against you. You might be overqualified, underqualified, not the right fit, or simply unlucky in that one moment. But you have to move on. That is the only choice you have. Do not grow bitter when your desires go unfulfilled. Your life is finite. Your time on this earth is limited, and there are infinite things you will never understand. Learn your part and move on with a smile. Do not get addicted to fleeting pleasures, and do not be shattered when some of your desires never become real. I think of a young man named Akash in Mumbai who gave 27 interviews for a banking job. 27 rejections. Each time he came home and sulked, and his wife would ask, "What happened?" And each time he would say, "They're against me. Everyone is against me." The 28th interview, a kind HR manager pulled him aside and said, "Akash, you are not being rejected because people hate you. You're overqualified on paper and under-socialized in person. You know the numbers, but you don't smile. You don't make eye contact. It's not personal, it's fit." That conversation changed him. He started working on his soft skills, not for the job, but for his own dignity. He got the 29th job, but more importantly, he stopped taking rejection as a personal enemy. Your desire not being fulfilled doesn't mean someone hates you. It means not this time. That's all. Move on. And always remember that nothing is permanent. Not your anger, not your pleasure, not your sorrow, not your success, not your failure. The night may feel endless, but the day always comes. I remember an old couple in Varanasi, married 52 years. The wife, Asha, developed dementia and no longer remembered her husband's name. She would sometimes shout at him, call him a stranger, accuse him of stealing her jewelry. A neighbor asked Dev, her husband, "Doesn't that make you angry? After everything you have done for her, all those decades?" Dev smiled a tired, gentle smile and said, "She is not shouting at me. She is shouting at a world she no longer understands. And this moment, her shouting, my silence, this will also pass. Tonight she will sleep. Tomorrow she may smile. Nothing stays. So why would I attach myself to her anger? Why would I attach myself to my own anger?" That is wisdom. The night stretches, sometimes for weeks or months or years, but finally the day has to come. So do not cling to your pleasures as if they will last forever, and do not drown in your sorrows as if they will never lift. They are guests. Let them leave. Your financial trouble will change. Your broken relationship will either heal or end. Both are changes. Your rage at the traffic will dissolve by the time you reach the office parking lot. None of it is permanent. So chase your desires. Do your best. Work hard. Want things. Dream big dreams. But do not leave your moral values at the door. And do not stop listening to wisdom. When nothing works for you, when the anger rises in your chest, when the words are already forming on your tongue to blame your wife, or shout at your child, or curse the driver next to you, you have two paths in front of you. You can cry foul, blame everyone, show your fingers, call names, grow bitter, and let the witness inside you watch you fall apart. Or you can breathe once, twice, 3 times. You can accept without raising your voice. You can be kind to yourself, not indulgent, but kind, and then be kind to others, even when they do not deserve it, especially when they do not deserve it. Remember that every single moment is God-sent, whether you use that word or prefer to call it nature or existence or simply the way things are. Every single event is being created by forces larger than you. You do not know in the long run whether this particular event will be remembered as the worst moment of your life or just a fleeting moment whose only purpose was to bring something better into your life. So do not blame anyone, and do not let bitterness take root in your heart. Even when others are bitter because they are afraid, because their desires are not fulfilled, because something is going wrong in their small world, now you know they are helpless too. Now you know the reasons things go wrong. The macrocosm turns, the lion eats the deer, the factory burns, the job ends, the memory fades. The cycle seems cruel, but this is what it is. Use the opportunity of things not going in your favor. Do not let it slip through your hands. Use it to practice patience. Use it to be more kind to yourself and to others. Try as hard as you can not to say anything negative. regardless of how much you want to speak your anger out loud. Accept everything as the fate of a universe that is not personally against you, and believe that deeper intelligence does not want negativity to touch your life. Positive and negative situations are just labels. There is no real truth in those labels. Life and death are the same mystery. You are finite. Your time is limited. There are infinite things to understand, so learn your part and move on with a smile. The witness inside you is watching every word, every gesture, every hidden thought. Let him see someone he can respect. That is all. That is enough.